The Copa America tournament is winding down, and on Saturday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, we have the third place game between Canada and Uruguay at the Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Let's break down this third place game, and be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel to get more Euros, Copas, and MLS action this summer. Let's look at the odds here. Not shocking, Uruguay comes in as big favorites at minus 182 odds, the draw being plus 300, Canada plus 525 to win in regulation. Just win this third place game by any means. Uruguay minus 350, Canada plus 250. The over 2.5 minus 125. The under even money. Both teams to score yes and no, both coming in at minus 110. For Canada this tournament, they had a 2-0 loss to Argentina, followed by a 1-0 win over Peru. Peru did take a red card. A 0-0 draw with Chile. Chile also took a red card. They drew with Venezuela, 1-1 in the quarters, went on to win in PKs, and then last round in the semifinals, lost 2-0 to Argentina. Now against Argentina, it played out similarly to the first meeting in match day one, with Argentina winning 2-0. This one had goals from Julian Alvarez and Lionel Messi in the 22nd and 51st minutes. Canada had their chances, but as has been the case for most of this tournament, they lacked the finishing needed to finish them and get on the score sheet, and were shut out in this game. Final stats, 51% possession Argentina, the shots 11-9 Argentina, shots on target 3-2 Argentina, 2-2 in the corners, and the XG 2.2 to just 0.8 for Argentina. For Canada, looking back overall, not just this tournament, but a little further back, they've scored just 2 goals in the last 7 games. They have just 2 wins in 7. One of those wins did go to PKs. They've kept a clean sheet, though, in 3 of 6 and also in 4 of 8. In fact, in Canada games, there's been a clean sheet in 7 of 8, whether it's for them or against them. Under bets have just been cooking hot right now. Under 2.5, gone 6-0 and 7-1. They've been decent defensively, but just not able to score goals. For Uruguay, match day 1, they had a 3-1 win over Panama, 5-0 win then on match day 2 over Bolivia, 1-0 over the USA in match day 3. Had a 0-0 draw in the quarterfinals against Brazil, going on to win in PKs. And then last round of the semifinals, lost a tight one, 1-0 to Colombia. Now, Uruguay started that semifinal strong. Rodrigo Bentancur was forced out with an injury early in the game, though, and Colombia seemed to grow into the game after that. With the first half winding down, it was James Rodriguez who landed a ball perfectly on the head of Jefferson Lerma from a corner kick, who headed it past Sergio Rocher in the 39th minute. Just as momentum looked to keep going in Colombia's favor, Daniel Muñoz takes the second yellow card of the half for an elbow to the face. He's sent off in stoppage time to the first half, meaning Colombia was set to defend for the rest of the game in the second half. Now, Marcelo Bielsa brought in Luis Suarez in the second half for Uruguay. He hits the post in the 71st minute. It was actually Colombia who looked like to have lots of better chances to get the second goal versus Uruguay getting theirs to tie it up. And they did have a few near misses, shooting the ball wide or just off the bar, which could have sealed the game. Then Georgian Arrasqueta had a shot tipped by the keeper and over the bar late in the game for another Uruguay near chance. Just wasn't their night. They go on to lose 1-0. The final stats, 62% Uruguay. Shots 11-11. Shots on target 4-2 Colombia. Corners 4-3 Uruguay. And the XG, despite being down for half the game a man, 1.2 to 0.8 for Colombia. Now, after the game, the big talking points were that Uruguayan players got involved with some fights with fans in the stands. Darwin Nunez amongst them, fighting with fans in the section where the families were, reportedly defending their friends and family in the fans from some of the Colombia fans in that game. Surely there'll be some suspensions looming here. It's just not noted at this time yet. Uruguay stats, they've won 5 of 6. They've outscored their opponents 13-2. They have 3 losses in 20, 5 losses in 31. They've only not scored 7 times in the last 31 games. They've kept clean sheets in 5 of 7 and 8 of 12. Between these teams, just looking at head-to-head between Canada and Uruguay, they've only ever been one meeting. That was recent, though, in 2022, and it was won 2-0 by Uruguay. And if we look at best bets and predictions for this game, I think it's a tough game to handicap. Both teams will be disappointed to not be in the final. Likely Uruguay more so than Canada. Obviously, Canada's going to be let down, but Uruguay was certainly expecting to have a good shot at going at the final and maybe winning this tournament. It'll be much harder for Uruguay to get up for a third-place game, I would think, but it's a chance to go out on a high. And they're obviously the better team than Canada. A defeat would just not be acceptable, I think, for Uruguayan fans. La Celeste have won 9 of 15 all-time third-place games. However, they have lost 3 of their last 4 third-place games. Now, making it this far is already a massive accomplishment for Canada. A third-place showing in a major tournament is a crowning achievement if they could get this win, but it does depend on how Jesse Marsch goes about this game. He's openly stated he's going to be rotating players in the line to give everybody a chance in this tournament, get some fresh legs out there, get players used to playing ahead of the 2026 World Cup. And he ran a training session this week with a bunch of all the subs who were the subs last week getting most of the time. Alphonso Davies left the game last game injured. It's not said to be serious, but certainly could be among some players who get rotated. Meanwhile, Uruguay's had 1 day of less rest. They will be out Ronald Araujo and Rodrigo Bentancourt of injury. Guillermo Varela and Nicolas de la Cruz are out to suspensions. Surely Darwin Nunez, for his part in the fighting in the stands, is likely going to be joining them. I think there are a lot of question marks in this game when you're trying to make best bets. Uruguay will be expected to win, but that's not going to pay a whole lot in the odds. So possibly you could try Uruguay to win and to score 2 goals, or maybe Uruguay to win by 2, or to win and Canada to score for better odds. I'm just going to ask, I think there's a lot of, this game just looks, funny here. Let's just ask both teams to get a goal here. Scrappy Canadians do seem to get a lot of scoring chances. They don't always score, but there's a lot of players that could be missing out here for Uruguay. Let's bet both teams to score at -110 odds for Canada and Uruguay. What are your picks for this Copa America game? Share them down there in the comments. If you're looking for the best sports betting odds and new customer promos, check out my link, signupexpert.com/shredthespread. You can see all of the great offers available at all the different sports books in your region. Give it a look, and good luck with your bets this weekend.